Greetings, automotive enthusiasts. Today we have for you a 1987 Chevrolet Corvette Convertible, triple black. You just don't really see these very often. And it's kind of interesting because 86 was the first year that the convertible Corvette came back. They thought that there'd never be another convertible Corvette. and so a lot of people bought some of the last ones, but then alas, here we are. Great deal with these though is it's a fully manual top. This car here is a two-owner car, zero accidents or damage on Carfax. And the second owner actually got it in 2002 with 8,000 miles on it. So it is an exceptional car with just turned 20,000 miles on it. So I'll go ahead and do a little walk around here with the top up and kind of give you a little, a view of the car with the top up, and then we'll put the top down and dive into the details. But this car is an automatic car, loaded with options. It's got the sport power seats, the leather sport seats in it, and it's got the Delco bows and everything like that. I'll go ahead and come in really close on the top here so you can see it. I mean, it is immaculate. I mean, just a couple little rub areas, from when it folds, like you get on your jeans. But for all intents and purposes, I mean, look at that back window. There's no discoloring, no yellowing, no fading, not even any scratches hardly. Really nice. So this top is as good as you could possibly find on an 87 Corvette. So let's go ahead and pop the top. I'll actually give you a little tutorial here on the top. So if you kind of come in, you can look in here where the header panel is. There's two mechanical latches. Just pull those latches, lift up on the top, and then I always close the latches back like that. And then you can put your visors back. And I'll jump out. On the passenger side, there's actually a little switch, which doesn't make a lot of sense on the passenger side, but there's two ways to pop the boot. So what you do when you come in here is there is a little lever right here, and here I'll actually pop it, and there's on the passenger door and also right here. You hear that pop right there. And then there, you have to feel around down here, but there's two handles underneath of this deck lid, and one of them pops the top, the rear of the top. So you'll see, let me see if I can do it. Okay, so you heard that pop. So the rear comes up. You can see that, just like that. Okay, so I'll let that down easy so it doesn't relatch. And then you simply lift up, grab it from the middle, lift up, and then your boot, latched on the other side. Just reach in here, pop that, and it just goes up like a car hood. Oh, and also lots of goodies with this car. Wow, there's the 87, and it's a CD, a DVD. 87 service manual, books, car cover, little cassette holder. I think that's some seal plate covers right there. Let me go and grab those out. While I got this up, it's a little easier. Wow, that is nice. Let's see what we got here. Yes, seal plate covers, because people stuff their feet on the seal plate all the time. And here, that is so cool. The original service manual in the book. And I normally don't take this long to put the top down, unless you forget there's all kinds of goodies in it. That probably pops down in the console to hold your cassettes. So anyway, so you pop the lid up here. Oh, here's the lever I was telling you about. You pull out on that lever to release the back of the top, and you just lift up on this guy. And so really you do that before you hit the electric pop, because otherwise it wants to bind up. But then you just simply lift up on the front, and you just lower the whole assembly away. You got to put this in first, like that, tuck it down, and then that just lays flat, easy peasy. Close it like your car hood, and you're done. All right, we got the top down. There's Becky back there. Hey, say hi. Oh man, look at I gotta zoom in, Becky, the shirt. Tyler, you have to remake this shirt. That is the best Hoovy's Garage shirt ever. And look, with his caddy in the back. So bring back the fluorescent Hoovy's Garage. Everybody in the comments, tell them, bring it back. All right, Becky's helping me out here. So we're going back around. Let's just do a walk around with the top down. It just looks awesome. I think everybody knows my love of the C4 Corvette. We have 3 of them right now. But here's just a little walk around with the top down. You saw it's a pretty quick operation. Obviously, the more you do it, the quicker you can do it. You can probably do it in just a couple of minutes at most. So there's a walk around. Let's go ahead and dive in. I guess we'll go ahead and start up front here because there's really only one little area where there's any not major flaws, but any flaws. But on this rub strip right here, a little bitty scuff, if it'll focus there. But the good thing is that's replaceable, but I mean, would I replace it? No. And a teeny rub on the fender right there. Tiny. So there's that little strip rub there, and then also must have happened at the same time. Then there's a little rub on this molding right here. And you can see there was just a little scuff on it. If I didn't point it out to you, you probably wouldn't even notice it. But anyway, so that's kind of it right there. And then go ahead and zoom in here. There is the hood, and it looks exceptional. Everything is super nice on the hood. Come around the front end here. And we didn't put any dressing or anything on those rub strips. You can actually dress them out. All right, coming around the front here. And it's got 20,000 miles on this car, so you will see a few little things. Very few minor little rock pits, and obviously black's gonna show everything. But look at those lights in there. Super nice, little Corvette tag panel. That is such a great design of covering up the necessity of a front plate. I mean, I love that they did that. Again, just a few little teeny bit of road rash on the front, but super nice. And then the nose of the car is really good too. A lot of times you got damage up there and everything like that. But and then underneath, a little dirty maybe, but you can see even the little air deflector is really nice. So coming around, and even the emblems, a lot of times those get to peeling and fading and so on and so forth. But coming around here, little markers, nice. Now here's what's amazing. These are the salad shooter wheels. That might actually clean off. I didn't really get aggressive on the wheel or anything, but for the most part, these wheels are in almost mint condition. Look at and the lock for the wheels is in the center console. So there's the wheels. And then we have brand new Toyo Proxys 888Rs. Now, this is an interesting tire. This is a very aggressive tire, very soft compound. It's like a 200 tread wear compound. I take that back. It's a 100 tread wear compound. So this is basically, I had these on a Lotus Esprit one time, and it was the greatest tire. It's another one of those situations where tires were limited, and on this size, I believe it's a 255 5016, there's really no tires available, but this is a fun tire for the car, and very grippy, very sticky, and you know, you're not going to take this thing out in the snow or anything like that really anyway, so it works real well for the car. Tiny little scratch on the fender right there. I don't really feel it, like with my finger. I don't want to get my fingernail on there and scratch it. Van Gogh did polish this car out, but I feel like you could work on that. Maybe they, you know, these old cars, I always tell them, and to err on the side of, you know, less is more, so they don't get aggressive on stuff like that, you know, because they don't want to burn through the paint or anything. Never know on these old cars what you're working on. But anyway, so the tires are brand new, super soft, which is fun because, you know, you're not going to daily drive this car anyway. I guess you could, but the only other tire, there is another tire available. It's a Michelin, and just for reference, just so you know, you can get them. That's really, this tire and that tire really are the only two tires available in this size, and the Michelins are about $400 a piece. So, so really, I mean, this is actually a funner, more sporting tire than the Michelin. There's our little molding there. You can see it's nice. Super nice shape. Here is VIN number, if we can focus in on that. Yeah, I think we got it. Windshield is in exceptional condition. Don't see anything on the windshield. Mirror caps are nice. Looking down the side of the car, those rub strips they're really appropriate on this car. I think that's part of the process too. I think this car is actually two halves. I think there's a top shell and a bottom shell. So I think the car actually does split in two. That's why you have those, but it works great as a rub strip as well. Rear wheel is perfect. Check out the tread pattern on these tires. Here they are, 888Rs. I've used these on several cars, and they are fun tires. And I don't want to get into, I mean, they will handle some light rain, you know, but don't want to get into heavy rain. But like I said, it's a summer max performance tire. There you go. You could take this car out and autocross it and have some fun, because that's really what a lot of people run for autocrossing on their street cars. Looking at that quarter panel. Hello. You can see how nice this paint is. And then one thing I forgot to tell Van Gogh, you don't think about it, is to put the top down to polish the boot, the convertible top boot cover. So you can see here and then the top. So you could go in there and you could polish them, but it's just gonna rub it again. What I would do is I would polish this, and then I would take some of that clear bra and I'd lay some clear bra down there and protect it. That's kind of my thoughts. Little scratch here when you close the top. All right, coming around the back, power antenna works. The molding's really nice. Here's where you put your fuel. Coming around the back side. I'll give you kind of a big wide view of the rear fascia. It is in exceptional condition. Lights are super nice. Corvette molding, a lot of times these are warped and coming off. Third brake light looks perfect. Euro-Asian Auto. And this car is bone stock. There's a little scratch right there on the bumper, another little scuff right there, except for the rear muffler. They did put on, it looks like, it's cool because it's kind of period in the day. It looks like Ferrari, but I think that's probably an Anza exhaust. I remember that back in the day. But you can see that. Underneath the car is perfect. Sorry about the squeaky shoes. Looks like maybe a little scratch there, a little nick. Another view of the top side of the back. And rear marker. That's just some road grime. No, let's see it here. That's just some tar. I didn't get aggressive. Didn't get in there and clean that out. Another view of that rear tire. The only drawback I'd say on these tires, I mean, they have a fairly stiff sidewall, not terrible. So it's comparable to most any other sport tires. But as you drive them, they can be a little scuff right there. They can be a little noisier than your traditional tire, but that's the price you pay for performance, I guess. And then just so you can see, underneath this car is literally immaculate. Tom, hey, shout out to Tom, the previous owner there. This was his baby for all these years, and he made sure that I knew that this car never went out in any inclement weather. He was like, because it took me weeks to go pick the car up because the weather, and I have an open trailer, so we were literally waiting to pick the car up because we didn't even want to haul it in the rain. So, and I was just as happy with waiting for the good weather as he was. Be sure to go back and check out my video of me buying this, and then you'll meet Tom. That's where I turned the wipers on, got some dust. And Tom's an awesome guy, so be sure to go back to that video and watch the video of me buying the car, and he can tell you a lot about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and run around to the other side, and I'll show you. We'll pop the hood here, and then we'll show you the interior. All right, we got the hood open here. And one thing I did notice lifting the hood is it was a little heavy. There are gas struts down here, two little guys right here. So those are gonna need replaced. You know, you can lift it up and everything, and it locks in place, but it just assists with the weight of the hood. So here we go. Everything is nice. Now, I would say there, I haven't even sprayed underneath this at all. And a little bit of even me driving it right there. So let me tell you something a little bit about these. This has the, I think it has the OmniSpark I don't know if this year does or not. I can't remember, to be honest with you. But I learned my lesson on Corvette spraying into the engine bay. I had one, it was a 91 model, and I cleaned underneath the hood, and it took 2 weeks for that car to dry out and run again. So, caution when cleaning under the hood of a Corvette of this era. Look at the suspension components, everything is perfect. Go around the other side. I love the way you pop it and you can see the wheel straight up and the suspension just feels like a race car. Imagine this in 1984 when it come out. I mean, that was really something that it was really a huge leap forward. Really set the day for the modern Corvette up to the C8. Good old Harrison compressor. Good old reliable compressors. AC is cold in this car. 240 horsepower, 345 foot-pounds, I think. Something like that. So a very torquey motor, and they run really well. And actually, the automatic, I don't think is a negative in this year range because the manual option was that Doug Nash 4.43 overdrive transmission, which is kind of weird. And this car does a great job. So there you go. And now we'll dive into the interior. And a lot of times on these cars, a lot of these plastics get warped and cracked and dried out. Like right here is always one of the first places to go, but look, it's brand new. The corner of that. Watch that when you get in. You can ask David, he banged his shin on it. Getting in and out of the C4 is a little bit tricky, but to me, that's what makes it so cool, because it's such an occasion. You get in the car and they really, it just cradle you. It's like getting in a bucket. So here is floor mats. It's all perfect. Underneath the floor mat, the carpets are perfect. And these are the optional sport seats like I talked about. I'm going to give you a full view of this seat, and you'll see that these seats are in amazing condition. Look at that. And there's your sport seats, and all the functions work. But look at the bolsters. Thigh bolster and the side bolster. I don't think I've ever seen one of this vintage in that good original condition. Then you saw in the back when we were doing the top, you got a nice little storage area back there and your Bose speakers. Here is your center console. And there's the wheel lock right there. And oh, here's the options. Zoom in on that here for a second. So you can see that. There's your release I was telling you about for the boot cover, top cover. There is driver's power seat. So it's got the sport seats, but the passenger seat is manual. And then there's your power mirror control, power mirrors, power windows. There's your call out, 240 horse, 345 foot-pounds. There's your automatic climate control. Everything works perfectly. All your instruments there. And we'll kind of show you. It's going to probably ding at us a little bit, but I'm going to show you the digital dash. And the mileage is 20,710. You turn off the climate control, or at least turn it down. You can see all the lights work there and everything. Here's the radio. It sounds really good, actually. So here's all our dash lit up. Go ahead and fire it up here for you. Looks great. Looks like the backlight over here might be a little low. I mean, it's still definitely readable, but that's the only thing I noticed. Headlights, perfect. And then this is a tilt wheel right here, and it also telescopes right here. Very cool. You flip that and you can go in and out with it. Kind of a cool design. The armrest lid is perfect. Interior of this car is pretty much, even the visors are pretty much mint condition. I'll go ahead and shut it off here. And we'll go around the other side. You saw that the jambs on this car and the thresholds are perfect. Just unbelievable. Look at the stickers on the doors here. All right, head around the other side. Doors closed so solid. Everything is so well preserved on this car. No issues whatsoever on the passenger door panel. Passenger footwells, the original floor mats are perfect, and the carpets underneath, perfect. Again, no wear. I don't know, maybe a little scuff right there. And then here is the passenger seat. Bird's eye view and close up. I wish I could do this out in the ambient light. It's so much better for interiors, the colors and everything. It's just under fluorescent lights, it's just not the same. And here's how you can flip the seat forward real easy. And there's our, what was basically prelude to the passenger airbag, and they decided to do that crash pad there in factory alarm system. All right. Well, best part. Let's jump in and take it for a ride. All right, here we roll in the test drive. Got Becky on camera duty. Yep. Because she wanted to ride along.
Yeah, I don't know if I've been in this car.
I don't know if you have or not.
Yeah. It's
and
sweet.
Love C4 convertibles. Love,
yes.
love C4 convertibles.
Love that digital dash, man. That's
I know.
So cool.
We've been getting a lot of inquiries on this car. You know, even with just getting it in and just getting it listed. So I'm afraid it's not going to stick around very long. I know. So like I said, you better be sure to hit the notifications button because you
never know when we might have your
next dream car. Yeah. But you got to call like that Mercury that we just sold, you know, and
yeah, you got to be watching shorts and everything.
Yeah, because shorts is really the first. See, that's like my little preview. Preview. So you know, watch for the shorts because that's where you're going to see a car when we first get it in. Because I usually do that like immediately when I do the first initial pictures.
Right. Yeah.
So that's so that's when you're going to know we got a car in stock is by watching the shorts. And a lot of times, sometimes they never make it to full video. Sometimes they sell before they go to full video.
Right.
So hey, we are in the Corvette. Man, I love these cars. And this one, God, these seats are so comfortable.
They're crazy comfortable.
The thing I don't like about the C5 is the seats on the C5s. You know, they just took all the quirkiness out of the C5s.
Yeah.
Great cars.
Yeah.
You know, I love C5s, but I have professed that I've made the decision that C4 is my favorite generation.
Yeah.
People probably think I'm crazy, but I think there's a lot of people that agree with me on that, especially for bang for the buck, you know, classic car.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, we'll get up on the highway. This car drives perfect. It's got brand new tires. Did a brand new Mobil 1 synthetic oil change. And then actually, after we got the car, we were driving it around a little bit, and the check engine light came on for the air mass meter. We tried cleaning it, and it actually got worse.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. And then, so we went ahead and bought a brand new Delphi air mass meter. So,
very nice.
Yeah, no Chinese for me.
No Chinese, no.
All right, here we go. Get up on the road. Listen to that. That exhaust sounds perfect, doesn't it? That exhaust sounds great.
Yeah,
it's not too loud.
Yeah,
it's got a little extra rumble, but without being obnoxious.
Yeah.
So look, it just drives perfect.
Yeah.
Radio, tunes, commercials.
I mean, this thing really does look like.
I know, right?
I mean, literally.
I know. I'm trying to find a. Yeah, that's appropriate. Climate control, AC's ice cold.
Yes.
And
'tis the season.
Yeah, power antenna works.
To have that.
The suspension, the brakes, everything on this car. I mean, it's a 20,000 mile car, so everything is great. Tranny shifts perfect. It runs and drives perfect. Tom, it wasn't a static car. He took it out and drove it.
Yeah.
You know, he bought it with 8,000 miles and put, I guess 12,000 miles on it, and over a lot of years.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it just a good C4 is great. I mean, there's a lot of them that have just been rode to the ground, and those are the ones that get all the flack. Rattly, crappy. And I mean, this is in the 80s, right? So I mean, they weren't like a modern Mercedes or something like that.
Right.
But I don't know. Going back though, I mean, you think of other cars. I think there's lots you can do a lot worse personally.
Right.
But yeah, the car just drives great. I love, and the C4, show them the hood there. I love that power bulge out of the hood. You can see that power bulge right in the middle there. for the fuel injection, and then you still have a little of that C3 fender rake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it still just has character.
Right.
All right, Becky.
Oh boy.
Ready?
Yeah. Let me
Here
hold
we
on to
go.
something. Jeez.
That's good.
Dang, that's real.
That's really good. And the suspension, we just hit that big bump right there.
Yes.
You know, I mean, the one nice thing, this has standard suspension. You know, some of the other ones had that adaptive ride,
Right.
which is kind of neat, like that 193 we just got in.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of neat that you can adjust the suspension, but honestly, you know, I think you're really better off just with the regular standard suspension, because that really felt great. That big dip we hit, it had no problems with it, did it?
No.
So, anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed this ride along. The car runs and drives perfect. New tires, really, it's ready to go. I mean, you get this thing, fly in, drive it home. Remember the last 86 convertible?
Yes.
I actually took it on a family trip to Ohio.
Yes.
And
you
that was like,
thoroughly tested that thing.
and that was like I had the best time ever doing that.
Yeah.
And so these cars are meant to be driven. And with 20,000 miles, it's a nice car, but you can still just get in and drive this car and enjoy it, you know?
Right, for sure.
So, well, hey, I hope you enjoyed the overview and the ride along. And like and subscribe if you would. And hit that notifications button, because you never know when
we might have your next dream car.
Have a great day and happy motoring, everybody.